What's up, everybody? This is the I Hear You podcast with Josh Myles,
Shaq Riley.
We got our first guest with us today. We're so glad to have him, Mr. Joe Horn.
What's up, fellas? What's up? What's up?
You got it, man. It's good to have you, brother.
Thanks for having me, my brother. Play that Survive, Josh. I like that, man. I like Survive on your new album.
This song is for everybody. We want to let you know God hasn't forgotten about you. And whatever you're going through, God's gonna bring you through. You're gonna win. Yeah. If I made it through that, I can. I'm gonna win, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna win. Testify, Pastor Myles. Sickness struck my body. Some thought I was through. But with God by my side, what can sickness do? I'm going to win. I'm going to win. If I made it through that, I will. I can make it through this. I'm going to win. How many can lift your hand and say, I'm going to win? If I made it through that, oh yeah, I can make it through this. I'm gonna win. Yes, I am. Just sing a verse with me. People lost their mind. Suicide was their choice. I've learned to lean on you and hearken to your voice. I shall survive. Lord, you're the reason why. Only the strong, shall survive. You're the reason why. Because of you. Yes, Lord. Only the strong, shall survive. Oh, because of you, I'm still alive. How many know you're alive tonight? If you love the Lord, I want you to give God a big old hallelujah all over this place right there. It shall survive. I will. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. I will. Let me hear you say, sugar diabetes, cancer, yeah. COVID-19, drugs, alcohol, yes, I will survive. You don't have to cry no more. No, no. I'm gonna survive. Yes, I will. Do me a favor, shake somebody's hand and tell them, I will win. God with you, I can't
Man, if I made it through that, I can make it through this.
I'm gonna win.
I'm gonna win. I like that, Josh.
Appreciate it, Joe.
Yeah.
When I first said it to you, I think you listened
I had
to it
chills.
like 10 times in a row.
Yeah. I listen to that, man, on the road. I travel a lot, man, and I put that on as soon as I get on the road. Yeah.
And
Survive.
I know you kind of big in gospel music where you came up on it. So how did gospel have an impact on your life coming up?
Well,
Music in general.
Yeah, my family, we grew up on quartet music, gospel music. Down in North Carolina, a little town called Halifax, Littleton, North Carolina, man. My mom, my grandmother, my cousins, my aunties, everybody, man. It was the deep South. So we had, the William brothers, man. We had Jackson Southerners.
Oh, yeah.
And every time every morning we wake up, we hearing that type of music. And my mom was on the road all the time. Gospel singers, she was young, a young lady at the time. We were small, but we met a lot of gospel singers, Willis Pittman and the Burden Lifters. I remember at a young age, some of those cats like that, she would go to the shows. We would go to some of them. So gospel quartet, I grew up, and it sticks with you when you're young, and something that something that you grow up on, it usually stays with you. So I was loving quartet music, man, when I was real young, maybe 10 years old, 8, 9, 10 years old.
That's all right, Joe.
Yeah.
So I do know you had your gospel label,
For Life Miracle Records, yeah.
So I know you like the business. So I guess my question for you is, how do you see the business going? What do you think?
Everything's changing with time. Quartet music, to me, is iconic. And to keep that going, I go to, like last night when we went to your show, it's what you love. And if you're not brought up on it, I think some of the younger kids today, if they don't hear quartet music in their head, they don't hear it on the radio, they're going to lose it, and they're not going to know the history of it. So I think the gospel legends that still singing today, the Cantons and all the gospel groups that singing today, they should keep it going. You have to keep it going and show these younger kids that this is what started everything out. I know you want to change over to other music, and that's cool, but quartet music, man, it gets to the soul. For me personally, it got to my soul what I was going through. Music gives you, and it gives me energy. And the songs and the stories that gospel music and quartet music was telling, man, was inspirational. Mm-hmm. So I think we should just keep it going. Everybody who's doing it, even the young groups. What's the young group that was doing it? Brought it back. What's those?
William Singers.
The William Singers. This group out of California. What's all those?
Soul Seekers.
The Soul Seekers. It warmed my heart to see those guys showing the younger crowd, we still got it. This is where we came from, and we can make it keep going.
Yeah.
So I love music in general, but definitely quartet music was where I grew up on, what I grew up on.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
That's pretty good, Joe. So I guess for the future, I guess business-wise, now I'm not just talking about quartet, I'm saying gospel as a whole at this point. Mm-hmm. It's a bunch of different things that went on, like I think BDS shut down and went to media base and all of that. So some are saying that it's making it harder for gospel artists to get radio play and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But some are saying it's going to make it easier. I guess my question is, do you think with stuff like social media and all this that radio play is going to be that important in the future?
With social media so big, the platform so huge right now, I think young kids that love quartet music or gospel music should use it. You can do your concerts, you can do interviews, you can do whatever you want to do with social media. It's so big. So I don't think it would hurt that they're closing down. You just have to come on social media and plug what you do. And people listen all over the world. And that's what's so great about social media when you use it the right way. And you make things that were old, that's leaving, become anew with social media.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. You said use it in the right way.
That's right.
You got to figure out how to use it.
Well, yeah. You have to talk to people. When you voice your opinion, you have to be careful with what you say. Mm-hmm. On social media. You have to be careful with your words, because so many people wake up in the morning and their lives is social media. And my mom told me that one time when I was big time on Facebook, I started doing it. I would say what I wanted to say because I'm just real. But sometimes sometimes what you say, people that love you and fans of yours so much, you may say something they don't agree with, and they can start judging you and hating you. But I'm like, Mom, you know what? I need to get off social media then, because I'm too real. And when I feel something and I want to say it, I'm going to say it. And it may hurt people that I love, because what I say may get into their lives. So I have to be careful on how I address different stuff.
Need more folks like you though.
Well, yeah. But I have children. And they're on social media, and I just have to be careful with some of the stuff that I say. But when I go in, I usually go in, and it can be negative because they'll go back and they'll question, what do you think your father said about this, that?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got to be careful with that.
Well, you just mentioned your children. What you got going on right now?
I'm here in Mississippi. I went to my son's game Saturday. Jacob Horn. That's my boy, man. He's doing well. My children is my gift. A lot of people say, Joe, what do you call success? Playing in the NFL? No, I don't call any of that success for me. My children is my success, man. And it made me feel so good to come here, to put my hands on him, to talk to him, and to see him rise, see the cream that he has rise to the top. And Saturday, his football team won that game, and Jacob was the whole team in itself won the game, but Jacob was a big part of that. And I can tell through the conversations we were having that he didn't feel like, he was used as much, but he stayed humble. And the Most High God has his plan set for him. And he had a great game, and the whole team won the football game. So I was here to basically support him with the game.
You always told us if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Oh, no question. A lot of people, and I tell my kids this, you can know when to cut the light on and cut it off. But I'm trying to teach my kids, JC, Jacob, all my boys, all my kids, always keep the light on. Keep it on.
Yeah. So
you don't ever have to get ready to cut it on. And I tell these athletes here today that's my message. Stay prepared. Stay ready. Even in the music industry.
Yeah.
If you're working on something and you're getting your groups together and you're harmonizing, you're banging and you're in the mud, banging, you won't have to worry about when the show starts if everything's going to be on key because you prepared. And when you don't have people that's on your team that's ready to prepare, you have to find a way to distance yourself from them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's what that's all about.
Well, nowadays we see a lot of kids trying to persuade sports as a career, even music. What kind of work ethics they need to have for that?
Well,
To at least get a shot, because it's not guaranteed.
In sports,
yeah,
I would say, because a lot of kids, they don't have, the families aren't together. The father's probably gone, or most of the time mom is there all the time. But keeping it real, it's so hard to find an adult that's a leader that can help that kid. So him having to grow up in a household with just mom and the sisters and the brothers is hard for him. So I would say, if you can't find things that you need as far as working out or lifting weights or running, go to social media. I tell kids, go to look for your favorite athletes. YouTube. See how they train. See what they do. See what they eat. You don't have to have an athlete right there in your face in your hometown telling you how to do cone drills.
Fact.
Google it. Go on YouTube and find out so you can make yourself better if you want to be better.
Yeah.
And don't have any excuses. I don't like excuses.
Yeah, it's a bunch of folks try to blame. At the end of the day, it's a mentality. What you always showed it, like you made us about competitive. I got competitive around you, like.
Oh, no doubt. But my kid, listen, if it's rain, how the raindrops hitting the window shield. Me and my brothers used to bet on which one would get down first. You understand me? So that's the mentality you have to have. I am the best at what I do. I am a lion.
Yeah.
Whether it's singing, whether it's playing music, whatever you do, there you go. If you have the mentality that nothing's going to stop what I have in my heart to do, I'm not making no excuses about who's not with me in my life.
Yes,
I'm talking to a young man on Tupelo High School football team. I don't want to say his name. I'm not going to put him out there like that. But I try to have conversation with him during the week so I can, hey, son, you can do it. You got to believe in yourself, and you got to do your abs, do your push-ups, drink your water during the week, put down the Cokes, put down the Pepsis. Yeah. But when you're going out with your homeboys, you don't have to eat hamburgers. Try to eat healthy. So that's my gift to the younger generation, especially athletes, man, because social media can also switch you around too and take you on a negative path if your mental game not right. Mm-hmm. So that's my word to the younger generation. You can do what you want to do if you want to do it.
That's for real.
Yeah, don't make no excuses. I didn't make excuses when I was growing up.
Yeah.
It's a mindset. You have to have it. You have to have that. And that's what I try to teach my kids. Even my younger kids. If they're away, like Jace right now, he's away in Colorado, and I'm like, "What did you do today? Did you get your 300 dribbles in, right hand, left hand. Did you do that? Now he's 6 years old. He's like, yeah, daddy. But I'm trying to teach him at a young age. So when he's 10 years old, he can get on the basketball court with 14, 15-year-old kids. And I taught my other kids the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, so I could talk about my kids all day. All of them, Gia, Judah, Jace, Aiden, all of them, man. All my children, they're doing great right now. And that's what makes me successful.
Yes,
I'm okay. When I can wake up in the morning and I know that my baby's in Nashville, she's happy, she's doing the job. I said, listen, do something that makes you happy. If you're going to work every day when you get up and you're mad and upset with everyone, I don't care how much you make an hour. If it's $100 an hour, you need to change something and do what you love. And she's there in Nashville doing what she loves. Yeah. She wake up in the morning, she goes to the Boys and Girls Club. Daddy, I'm having a good time. That's life. Yeah. That's living.
Yeah, living. That's living.
I mean, a lot of people, I make $300,000 a year. I go to this job. But are you miserable? Right. Are you coming home and your wife or your girlfriend, whoever, your kids, you yelling? That ain't living.
Real.
The money doesn't make your life and your happiness good as a whole. So we could talk about that all day.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna ask you about your For Life Miracle Records. I know you had a question for him.
Well, I just wanted to. I think it may be some people out there that really didn't know that you was running the show.
Well, yeah,
we had George Dean.
Yeah, George Dean, the Gospel.
One of my favorite albums came off your record label.
Yeah, and from what I'm getting now, it's a lot of songs and albums that hadn't been played that much. That's going to come out.
Yes, sir.
That's going to come out. So, man, I tried to hire people, some brothers that were in the industry, like the producers and stuff like that. And I was young, but I love quartet so much. I grew up on it. I wanted to help. I wanted to bring a platform to these guys. Like, look, you do this, do that. Just let's make it work instead of hands-on myself, learning what was going on behind closed doors and not making it happen. Now, I saw some groups that was working hard and I had to learn the business, but I was at football practice too. Then I would come every day. But I had brothers, Tyrone Porter, Paul Porter, Midge, the late, great Terrell Gatlin, my brother, that was trying to say, Joe, we can help you do this, you know? But we didn't, I just didn't have the time to put my hands on it. But now that I know how it goes, I can tell the younger generation, man, this is what you better look out for. This is what you better be careful for. They can use your voice to make their progression with their music be better instead of
y'all rising together.
Rising together. You said it. That's it, Shaq. That's right. That's right. So, man, I love those guys. Always love them. The late, great Jerome Williams, man, him, a bunch of guys, man. I saw a guy at the football game. He's like, I know your face from somewhere. And I'm thinking, he may say football. I'm like, I said, yo, I don't know. He was like, weren't you with Quartet? And I was like, that made me feel so good, man, because I know, you know what? He don't remember me from playing football. It was the Quartet. I said, yeah, brother, I used to own a record company back in the day. And George Dean, the Williams brothers, all those guys, Bishop Bonds, Greg Kelly, man. Yeah. I mean, we got some music right now, man, that's still there. Joe Lagan. Yeah. I had a chance to rub shoulders with those brothers, and I learned a lot from them, the good side and the bad side of the gospel industry. Yeah. But we can get into that another time, another segment. We could talk about the real deal, about that side of it, you know?
Well, I think another thing people may not realize, Joe know music. Joe taught us a song.
Oh man, that was Jerome. No, Jerome was with me. He was like in Texas, and he was like, Joe, I want to do this song. Man, I'm putting the words together. And I was like, Jerome, what is it? And he was like, you know, he was telling me the words. So when I would get with you and Shaq, I was like, Shaq, man, let's harmonize on this little song, man. So you know,
Joe taught us a couple songs.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool, man.
You want to sing one?
Huh?
You want to sing one?
Which one, Jerome? Which one did I tell you Jerome taught us? Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
What you got on top?
My heart is full. Okay. Listen. Okay. Ready? Let's go. My house is full, but my fields are empty. Who will go to work for me today? Okay. My children all
wants to sit around my table, but no one wants to work in my field.
Man, that's old school, bro. Man, that's old school. But it was cool, man, because when we ride on the road, we just putting harmony together. You do that, Josh, with the boys shack. That's what you guys do. So, man, I love Quartet so much, man, and it's a way that it's gonna keep on booming. But it takes you and all the guys you hang with to keep on keeping it moving.
I think you said the key thing though too. You gotta love it. I mean, I think you gotta love it that much. I guess I'm saying if you're in this and you don't, if singing ain't like just in your heart to do, and you like if it's just something you when you get up, you go do this, you go do that, and then they say it's time to sing, and it's like, okay, let's go sing. You ain't really in your heart to do. It's just something you may like to do every now and then.
But it takes a person that loves it, that can do it, to realize who that person is. Say, for instance, if I'm a leader, if I'm doing a jigsaw puzzle, I may choose to start from the outside, the corners. Mm-hmm. You may choose to do it from the inside. It takes me to say, okay, brother, let's get together and let's do it your way. You can start some pieces in the middle. I'll start on the outside. When you have a person to that will listen to a leader, tell them, this is how we become great. I need you to stay on the drums, harmonize, stay in your lane. I need you to back up. I need you to produce this, and I'm going to lead.
Basically, you saying stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, and a lot of us can't do that.
Yeah,
a lot of brothers can't do it, and you love them so much, and you don't want to make them feel bad. But I can say that, hey, there's guys that can lead, and you, Josh. I mean, I'm just keep it a buck. You can produce music. You can play the bass. You can lead, sing your ass off. Excuse my French. But you're so humble. You don't want to tell a guy, listen, bro, we're not going to go and kill nothing at church or no convention or nothing if we don't practice and make it perfect. And that's the way I want to do it, because you love and your heart is so big. But I'm telling the listeners out there who love gospel music, stay in your lane and humble yourself. And if you know it's someone who knows what they're doing, shut up, go to the studio and take their lead.
Well, you can't be too cutthroat in the area we in, but I'm saying in the bigger industries, they cutthroat. That's what they don't understand.
You can't be cutthroat in the area.
In this industry, it's really, I mean, the further you go, the deeper you go in this industry, it get more cutthroat. Yeah.
They cut throat with the business. Yeah. Go to an office in Nashville, Tennessee, and go upstairs and your music not right, and they're giving you money behind your product, and it sound like boo boo.
Yes, sir.
They're gonna say, we're gonna go to the next. We're going to the next group. Yeah. So you in your studio, which you own, you have to say, you're not coming through my doors unless you're here. We going on at 9:00. Buddy, you need to be here at 7:30 so we can talk about what's going on, and we're going to go over some stuff. So at 9:00, when we start our rehearsal and we start getting it right, we can show up on Sunday, and I don't have to do nothing but snap my fingers because we on the same cue. Now, some people work. Don't get it twisted. Some people work a 9 to 5. But if you work in that 9 to 5 and you want to be successful in the gospel music or whatever you do, you're going to have to get off work and say, look, I got to get these songs down.
And then, because I did work a 9 to 5 for like a year.
That's cool.
Well, I was working in the.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. I was working in the furniture factory, and I'm saying, so I know there was manual labor. We were working hard. I had some headphones in my ear when I had a chance. I was listening to the music that we were finna work on or whatever. I mean, if your group got a record, you should. That music got to be a part of you every day. If you're gonna do it, if you're gonna perfect it, it's got to be a part of you every day. It's just like you in football. You have to be reading the plays. You gotta
Monday
know how
morning
to read the
after Sunday's game. Monday morning, it's on my mind. The next team I got in film studying.
Yes, sir.
And if you want to be successful Like, and it all boils down to what you love.
I'm saying, yeah, we can't back out the portion with God, but after faith without works is dead. So
That's right.
If you don't work,
Yeah.
and
But we
put
talking on the work.
Yeah, we talking on the work right here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't put your work in, like you was going to say on Monday morning, you had your win, lose, or draw on that Sunday. Next Monday, you got your mindset
Off top.
Yeah. Patriots or whoever.
If I wanted to be great.
Yeah.
Now, if I just wanted to be an average player, I'm going to chill after the game.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to put on my Louis Vuitton bag and my suit and go out. And Monday, that's my off day. I'm not going to the facility. Mm-hmm. Tuesday, my off day. Wednesday, it's time to work. No. Wednesday, I'm going to be already dialed in, ready to take care of a DB. So Sunday, I'm trying to get 200, 150 yards.
Before you hit the field.
Before I hit the field. And that's the mindset in whatever you do.
You win
at work,
before you hit the stage.
There you go. Yeah. And once you adapt, once you get that in your mindset, and I'm telling the listeners out there, doesn't matter about sports, whatever you do in your life. If you get up and plant a garden, okay? Yeah. If you go to the church and you're passing out, whatever you do, be great at it. Don't be average if you love it.
That's right.
And sometimes you got to take a sacrifice and say, you know what? Man, I make $15, $20 an hour. Well, I make $20 an hour, but I can't stand this job. I need it because I need my rent paid. I need my light bill paid. Okay, you have to do what you have to do. But sooner or later, you better have a plan to say, I don't want to work here after 4 or 5 years, so let me put this nest egg away because I want to get up out of here.
Yeah.
There's no knock on the boss at your job because he's giving you an opportunity to take care of your family. Mm-hmm. But if you love something, you really want to love what you do, work on it and plan so you can be in that comfort zone whenever you are at a stage that you can be in it. Or you stay stagnant where you are for 30 or 40 years and miserable. So it is what it is. I'm just keeping it 100. If anybody wondering what all this oil on my face is, it's called coconut oil, okay? 100% coconut oil that keeps your skin right. So don't get, why Joe got all that grease on his face looking out? It's coconut oil. You try it.
You're trying to look cute.
No, I'm too old for all that. I'm 60 years old. I ain't got time to be cute. 20 kids. No, it's all good. It's all good.
Hey, last thing I add with that, Joe, my daddy told me, he used to tell me, you need to study for your test. When I was in school, I have tests coming up. He said, you need to go in there and study for your test. I was like, well, I ain't got time to study, so I'm going to just pray, and ask the Lord to help me to pass the test.
Okay.
So daddy was like, that ain't going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it ain't nothing there, you got his hands tied. What can he do if it ain't nothing there? You got to study. So you got to put your work in. You can't just get on the stage and expect for God to automatically show up and make y'all sound good. You got to put the work in.
Ain't nobody been harmonizing. Folk can't sing. You ain't got the right. You always told me, know your personnel.
You better know your personnel.
Know your personnel with everything you do.
You better. You think? Excuse. I don't mean to disrespect and use his name, but he's a gospel legend, yeah. and I respect him. Harvey. You think Harvey don't know his personnel?
You know his personnel.
And any other gospel group that get on when it's time to hit, they're hitting the right way. So that's what it is, man. And that's what I try to encourage whoever I talk to, not just gospel music, football. You are a God too, within you. Don't make excuses for greatness. Mm-hmm. You can be average, you can be great, and that's what I tell my son. I tell JC. Right now, while he's in the profession, all my children, but specifically him because he's in a professional field right now. You can be average, you can be great, or you can be an icon. You choose what level you're going to be on. You can't control injuries. No one can control injuries. Injuries happen. That's the Most High God with your life and your plan. No one can control injuries, but that's your plan in your mind. That's how you prepare to be. And that's where you'll end up if the Most High God has that in your destiny, right? So,
you were just talking about JC. How is it? How does it feel to have a son going down the same path you went down, in the exact same path you went down? I know your role was kind of a little different, but he went first round.
Yeah, ever since birth, my children come to this world. I put time in showing them the blueprint. Okay, I asked JC a question in the 10th grade. I said, do you want to be an NBA basketball player or do you want to be an NFL football player? He said, Daddy, I want to play in the NFL. Because he had the skills to play in the NBA. A lot of people don't know that. I said, you have to stop doing AAU basketball. And this is for all the fathers and the kids. With all due respect, you can't do both. Your child can't do both. Now, I know I'm skipping I'm going to get back to the question. I said, you have to give up this AAU traveling on the summer if you're trying to concentrate and have 50 offers from D1 schools and be on the football level, son. And it hurt him, but he had to sit in that stands, and it hurt me to watch guys on that basketball team knowing that he could help them. But I watched him, and I said, it hurts right now, but it's going to be glorified in the future for you. That's what I was hoping. Now, God, of course, had JC's plan already planned. Me as a father, I just had to weather him along. So all the achievements that he's going to have, it's not a surprise to me. So people say, how you feel? I feel good. I feel good when I'm sitting beside him and I'm looking at him when we're looking at something on TV, or he's showing me his video. When Jacob scored his touchdown, I didn't jump up and yell and throw popcorn everywhere, because my enjoyment and my love is, I knew after the game I was going to have my son beside me in my truck, and I could cry if I had to cry. Yeah. And I said, your daddy loves you. I'm not going to be jumping up in the stands because I expect you to have 5 touchdowns, 250 yards, and 25 D1 schools coming. Yeah. So that's why they say how you feel. My children, I love my children, whatever they do and whatever success that they have, all of them. But I'm not shocked, because I know that they're great kings and queens. Mm-hmm. They should be the best of the best, because I'm going to show them. Now, they're not going to agree with me all the time, but I say this to fathers, moms: give your kids all you can give them. If it's football camps, if it's basketball camps, if you got to go borrow money, if you got to beg, invest in your child, because you never know what that. My mom used to work, and her whole paycheck used to go to a football camp, South Carolina Gamecocks. I went, but it taught me and it showed me that I can do everything that I'm supposed to do. And I tell parents that don't bang your kids, don't push them to the edge where you got to do this, just let them grow, but give them the blueprint to be successful. And the Most High will take care of the rest.
That's for real.
Yeah, man. So we was talking about what you guys were saying, something about HBCU.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, y'all asked me about that.
So
don't be scared to ask the question. You got me here. I haven't did an interview on camera in a while, and I don't
exclusive interview.
I don't do them.
We got the great Joe Horn in the
building. What I'm saying, I love y'all. I love you, brothers.
We love you, man.
I know it, and that's why when you asked me, I thought about it. I was like, Joe, stay low key. You haven't been doing interviews, but you know what? You guys starting the podcast. I felt, if I'm gonna do it for anybody, I said, now, whatever questions you ask them, because it's gonna controversial. Whatever, ask me. I'm gonna keep it real, but I'm gonna be respectful with it. I see what's going on ESPN. I watch TV. I see all the stuff going on, and I have my opinions about it. But you saying the HBCU?
I'm gonna ask you, how do you feel that the SWAC HBCU period can rise up as a whole? I know Dion got the fame going right now, so how can they keep going?
Well,
get stronger.
I want to be careful. It could get stronger with finances, money.
Yeah.
With all due respect to Prime Time, I love Dion, big fan of Dion. And what he's doing is magnificent. The entirety of the HBCU, all the coaches, Hugh Jackson, all the coaches that you don't even talk about. I want to see 4-star, 5-star kids go to all the HBCU schools, not just Jackson State. That's not Deion's fault. He is who he is. When he go in your living room and you got a 5-star kid, that's Deion Sanders. Most of the parents know him coming up. They're fans. Yeah. And he's giving them an opportunity to be in his presence. But the other coaches in the HBCU school, what about them? It's not his fault. You need finances. Those schools, when a 4-star, 5-star kid is in Florida or Texas or wherever, and they have these other schools, Alabama, Tennessee, coming in their living room, and they take them on a visit, and they can go and look at this $100 million facility. It's hard when you go to Jackson State or Southern and you see ant beds in the field and you don't see the turf everywhere. And when you get off the field, it's hard for a kid that's in a low income area that comes up to turn down the opportunity to go to go to those other schools. So they need to see when they go to Grambling, when they walk up and they ride up on the campus, they see that $90 million facility. They see whatever they see. I'm not going to talk too much about that. But if you don't have the bread, man, I'm just keeping it 100.
Yeah.
It ain't too many kids gonna flip over and go to an HBCU school. That's just keeping it real. Now we can politic it all day long. And what Deion Sanders going to the HBCU, man, he's done so much thus far with the HBCU. So
Yeah.
I applaud him for doing that.
It's hard to compete with them PWIs.
Yeah.
It's
just
a year.
It's so hard, man, with the NIL deals or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, it's when my mom is working at Waffle House, my dad is working at a car wash, and I'm a 4-star, 5-star type kid that can generate bread. It's hard to look at Prairie View coach that comes in my living room and talk to my mom and my dad because he knows them, but he wants me to come to Prairie View and play. But when I go to Prairie View for respect to see it, I'm looking outside the window and I see grass or whatever all the way up to my ankles, and I'm like, man, I didn't feel that way.
You go down the road to Ole Miss or Clemson, they offering you $200,000. Like, you're not gonna turn that down.
Finances from whatever, and we have so many finances all over the world. You have to donate the money to the HBCU schools to build those programs up, so kids, when you go recruit them, they can say, I want to come to those HBCU schools. Period. Yeah. That's just my perspective. That's my opinion. And
I'm gonna take all black business to come together.
They got to come. We got to come together, and we got to make it happen. Because in the eyes of the young, it's sad, but it's true. In the eyes of those 5-star guys, they, yeah, I love you. You cool, coach. You know, I get it. The Black history. Yes, I want to learn Black history, and I should. But my mama working for 15 hours a day, and I don't think
to feed
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah,
thank you. So I'll leave it. I'll leave it at that.
That's real. And that's Black community, period.
Yeah. Yeah.
We just got to come together.
Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with, I'm not mad at the other races or religions that's doing that, that know how to come together and pool their finances together and their businesses to make things happen, to hire us.
Did you have any heroes like coming up to some of your childhood, people that you looked up to?
I did. My childhood hero and my hero today, Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But when I was young, I would see,
that's the real GOAT.
I used to see the interviews. When I was in high school, I sat beside Riddick Bowe. I was in the 10th, 11th grade. But my mentor at that time, Mr. Lewis, took me to the Fayetteville Coliseum to a boxing, I think it was a pre-match or whatever, but they were doing interviews. And I was sitting beside Riddick Bowe when he was young, right? I didn't know boxing, but I was around greatness. And I think the Most High God had that plan for me to be around greatness. Muhammad Ali, when I start watching him and hearing his comments, he was cocky, but he was confident. And I was like, I like that. Yeah. But when I grew up and I started getting more mature, I started learning and reading up on Muhammad Ali and what he stood for. You know, and that's when I say, you know, that is a role model for me. Yeah. You know, so my kids, I let them listen to Muhammad Ali. I call my kids champs. I'm the champ. You know, it started from Muhammad Ali. A lot of people say that, you know what I'm saying? But I call them champions because that's what they are. What's up, champ? If I put that in their head, when they're young, they're gonna be like, Daddy call me champ. My name ain't champ. My name Jace. My name Jacob. My name Aiden. My name's Gia. Why do you call me champ for? Well, Gia get it. JC gets it. Southboy gets it. Joe Jr. gets it. But if I stick it on them, they'll consider themselves champions. And whatever I do, I need to be a champion because I know what a champion is. Yeah. If it's helping my grandmother, giving her needles for her diabetes, if it's taking out the trash, if it's being respectful in school to the teachers, I'm a champ. Yeah. Not because I don't have a Bugatti in the front yard, or I'm not living in a $6 million mansion, and I'm seeing these NFL players that got so much money. But here I'm hungry in Mississippi. I don't have a role model. Who can I go to? No, you're a champion when you do things to make your mama and people who's taking care of you feel good. Yeah. And once you understand that, you can be your own champion within yourself. A lot of our young kids think that because you're not on TV or you're not playing at a big school. I was telling a kid the other day, son, he's like, Mr. Horn, could you help me get some looks? I'm like, son, first of all, you have to help yourself get looks. You have to ball out. Yeah. I don't care who I know. If they look at the film and they see that you're not the player that they want, they're not.
God don't lie.
The honest guy. My coach, Marty Schottenheimer, always taught me that. Yeah. I learned that from Marty Schottenheimer, the late great Marty Schottenheimer. He said that eye in the sky doesn't lie. You can tell me what you want to tell me. You can say, "Oh, coach this, oh, coach that." When I cut the film on and I see and I push pause and I rewind it in front of everyone, and you're not making that block, if you're not making that tackle, if you're not doing your job, you can't lie to me. And I tell young kids that do what you have to do and be successful getting the job done, and everything else will take care of itself.
Can't cheat greatness.
Yeah.
You can't cheat greatness. Yeah.
Hey, I know you was talking about belief. How do you feel? What's your take on the Kanye West and Kyrie situation? I know that's a deep conversation.
That's deep, but you know what? Here's my thing on that situation. You have to be careful on what you say when you have a powerful platform.
Facts.
Now, it's okay to say what you feel. It's okay to voice your opinion on what you studied and what you feel like you know. But you have to understand that it could be consequences with what you say.
Facts.
And who you're connected to. There's consequences. If they don't agree with what you're saying, is what they believe. And you have to be ready to cut everything loose and do what you do and build your own.
Especially if they paying your bills.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Now, I love everyone. I love being a Black man, African American. I love Jew. I love everyone. I love everyone. Okay, wrong is wrong. Just because someone in the Black community did something wrong to you doesn't mean I don't love you. I did something wrong. So you need to pinpoint who you're talking about in the Black community. And if they did do wrong, I'm going to call them on it. But if they didn't do wrong, what you're saying they did wrong to you to hurt your people, I'm gonna call you on it. Yeah. It should be a balanced playing field.
Yeah.
I think it should be balanced. You feel me? But when you're connected financially, when you're connected marketable, and you say something and you know that the power is a divide, you better be careful what you're bringing to social media and what you're putting out there. Yeah. Because it could come back and it can hurt you, even if you're telling the truth or not. Yeah. Be ready to go solo dolo with what you're trying to do. Yeah. So I love Kanye. I love Kyrie. I love Jewish. I love the Jewish community. If you treat me with love and respect, I'm gonna treat you with love and respect. But if you treat me wrong and you treat my people wrong, and I know it's someone in your family that's treated my people wrong, I'm gonna come to you and I'm gonna show you what they did wrong. And if you don't want to accept that, then you're not a friend of mine, and you really truly don't love me. Yeah. You love me because you're paying me. Yeah. In any religion, in anything. So that's just my take on it. I said it earlier in our conversation. It's okay to work because you have to work. Some people have to work to take care of their children, to take care of their family. Yes, it's not that easy to just quit your job and go out and start your own company when you don't have any financial backing. Right. So I respect what he's saying. I know what he's getting to, but if you can go get a 9-to-5 and you have to have a plan. Look, I'm going to make this money, and the whole time that I'm working, I have a plan. I have another plan, whether it's selling peanuts, selling pork skins at gospel concerts or wherever. I'm going to make money so that I know I have a trade now that I can go to my boss and say, hey, it's been 5 good years, man. Yeah. And I appreciate you, sir. But I'm putting in my 2 weeks notice. Yeah. Some of us get comfortable with that paycheck. Yeah. And we're like, you know what? I could pay my bills. I could sit in the yard and work. And I have brothers. I have brothers that's been working on their jobs. Who am I to tell them that they shouldn't be working? Their job have done great things for them and their family. Yeah. You know? So I'm not bashing my brothers that have jobs. Right. I've had a job. I worked at Bojangles. I've worked at Pizza Hut. So I would hope that they would have something else on the side. Social media is so big, and we have so many great ideas, man, inventions. I have one that's going to progress later on. But have something.
Look out.
Yeah.
Where's my golf?
Chill. But what I'm saying is, man, just have something that you have in your mind that, you know what, I want to launch this idea that I have. Get the LLC and launch it because it's something that the world needs. If you know it's something that the world needs, the world needs this, right? They need a microphone. Somebody invented this stuff. Yeah. Somebody invented this. So you can do that too because we have brilliant minds. We have brilliant minds. So if I'm working a 9 to 5 and I can put $100 every paycheck away, I'm gonna get my LLC and I'm gonna launch this business and start making money because we have the avenues now to do that. Yeah. Instead of getting complacent. That's all I'm saying.
Mr. Darrell right on the head. He said, "That's it."
Yeah. So
that's
I have
about ownership.
Yeah, ownership. We have to own our own, and talking about it is good, but you just got to be about it.
Okay.
But I want to tell the community here in Tupelo in March next year, we're doing something good, man. I've been talking to some people here in the community, and we're going to come back and do a football camp in March, man. And we're going to have a lot of kids come out. My baby girl Gia is going to be a part of that, man. I hope JC, if he have time, be a part of it. I'm going to talk to him about that.
Man, gonna be out there.
Everybody going to be out there, but I'm not just going to have a football camp. These kids need to hear what you have to say about their lives, and they want. Yeah. And when you leave here, and that's what I told my man Robert Hall. Yeah. He's a part of that. When we leave here, these kids need to be able to touch someone.
Yeah.
Can they call Josh Myles and say, Mr. Josh, man, I don't have anything to eat. I can go out and get my own. I can go out and do what I got to do to make it if I have to. But if I got a Mr. Josh in the neighborhood up the street, I can call him and he'll help me. Yeah. We have to have people in the community when we leave so our kids can grow up and see those positive faces while they're young. You got to catch them when they're young. And that's what I want to, that's a part of what we want to start. And I want to talk to the grandmoms, the mothers, the fathers, even the uncles. And I'm not talking down on the people that are here that have these young kids and saying, look, man, we got to get it how we live. Mm-hmm. I get that, but we have to stand accountable, the grown-ups in this area, to give these kids an opportunity not to have to be in the game. And I'm to all the gangs. I'm not here to point fingers at you. I love you too. Yeah. Every one of them. I just want them to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we had one question, Joe. Let's create. What's that reality feeling when you've made it to professional sports?
Well, my reality feeling was after I retired. I never got caught up in after the touchdowns and the money, and I never felt that because I was so busy after the games getting to my kids. I mean, I wasn't this big rah-rah type guy. On the football field, I danced. I got my enjoyment on the football field because I knew my cousins, my children, my friends, people here in Tupelo, the people that loved me when I didn't have anything, I was playing for them. Yeah. And that gave me joy. When I went home and came to Mississippi, or whenever I went, if I rode on the bus, if I ate steaks, they ate steaks. They had cars. That's just how I was. Everybody's different. Yeah. You feel me? Because I heard this saying, when you're going up the ladder, be careful on how you treat people because you never know who you might see coming back down. Yeah. Some people may have, I ain't coming back down. Yeah. Okay, if you want to have that attitude, have it.
But you coming back down. If you go up, you coming back down.
You might stay up, but
and the family thing. I heard another. I don't know. I like to listen to quotes. I like to look at quotes, and I heard, and I believe this to my heart, man. Blood makes you kinfolk. Yeah. Loyalty makes you family. Yeah. I'll break that down. And I think Jay Prince had it in a book, in his autobiography or his book. That's cool. I heard, and that's man, that hit me so hard because it's real. Yeah. My family, a family member can stab you and put a knife in your back quick as a person off the street can that you find as your friend.
Right.
A person that you meet that treats you with kindness, love you, show you with action that he love you no matter what you have, no matter what you don't have, can be loyal to you. Yep. You feel me? So I do love my blood, my kinfolks, some of them. I love them to death. I love all my kinfolks. Let me retract. I love all my kinfolks, but who's really loyal to you? Yeah. And actions show your loyalty. Yeah. Money don't make you loyal. It doesn't. You feel me? So I learned that, and that's the truth, man. That's the truth. Lord, how do you treat me? How do you make me feel when I'm around you? Do I have to duck when people signing autographs with you? Do I have to come in and know that I can't afford that Outback meal, but I got $40 or $50 in my pocket, and I know you sitting on $2 billion, and when you come around with your security guards, do I have to actually pull you to the side and actually pay for my meal, or should I have pride and be like, you know what, I got me, man? But in my heart of hearts, I know I really don't have me. Yeah. And I know you could take care of it, but you don't have to tell everybody you're taking care of it. Are you that type of person? That's love. That's loyalty. You feel me? Because a person that's on top of things can see if that person needs. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Tupac said, hard times make a true friend afraid to ask, but you can come to me when you need me. You feel me? Yeah. So we can talk for hours, man, about stuff like that, but that's life, man. And so back to the kids, and that's what it's about. You know, I love my children, man, and I want them to be successful. I'm so happy. I've been around
you my whole life, just about.
I consider you my son. Yeah. I consider Josh a son, man.
You raised.
Absolutely. I remember, I could tell them stories about a Shaq, you know what I'm saying? But man, you're alive and you're doing good. You're helping people. Josh, you guys are here. This is your spot, Josh. This is you and Shaq's spot, basically. You and Shaq and whoever come here and show love. But you have to be cutthroat sometimes. It's sad, but it's true, because people will come through your door to use you. Yeah. You're a bad boy. And you didn't heard it from everybody. In business, you got to separate business from friendships. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. Just remember that. We can, off camera, we can talk about all the rest of that. And we have. Yeah. You know, but bring everybody up around here, man, in this area.
Somebody said, what's your thoughts about Deion? Sounded at Jackson State.
Oh, I think you got to rewind the. This is live, right? So my thoughts. I'll say it again. Deion is a legend. No one have to tell Deion he's a legend. He knows it. He has the swagger, and everyone sees it, and I applaud that, because we all should have that type of swagger. Yeah. You feel me? So what he's done for Jackson State and the HBCU, bringing that attention, is amazing. Is amazing, and I applaud him for that. Yes. But I want to see the HBCU in a whole have that type of love and respect from the players that got to come to the HBCU. And the only way, in my opinion, that's going to happen is with the billions of dollars that has to be flooded to the HBCU schools to show these black, white athletes, or whatever you want to call them, that, you know what? Because unfortunately, that's just what gets their eyes nowadays. I can go to that HBCU school because I'm going to be taken care of. My mama going to be taken care of, and we're going to have the cameras just watching us. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mr. Darrell said counting me in. I think he was talking about was you talking about in March?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get together. They're gonna be hearing a lot from that. I mean, we're gonna get together and put all the information out, man. We're gonna have the football camp in March, and after we're gonna talk to the kids and we're gonna talk to the families, and we're gonna find a way to implement in this area that every neighborhood has someone there that a child or kid can contact when they need them. Yeah. And people in this area got to flood into the youth here. I mean, I get walking with the signs and marching and having meetings, but I'm not with having the meetings behind closed doors with a bunch of people and ain't nothing happening.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's implement a system that's going to work when Joe Horn get up out of here, when JC get up out of here, when Shaq or Josh not in town anymore. It's someone here every day. You can knock on the door, or a kid can call and say, I need you right now. It's 3:00 in the morning. I just took some drugs. I need to come to you, instead of calling someone else to come and take care of them. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying to you?
Yeah. That's the real.
Yeah, man.
That's a real deal. Well, Joe, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I think we done did an hour.
Oh yeah, that's cool. It's all good, man. It's your first podcast, man. It's your first podcast, and it's gonna blow up, because you got to keep it real. You got to have guests that's going to keep it real with you, man. And there's going to be opinions.
One of the realest of them all.
It's going to be opinions, and you just got to respect each one's perspective on things. So,
hey, I got another. Will you ever get back into coaching?
You know what? I want to coach. I do. I want to get back. I want to get to coaching, but I want to make sure everything's right. I want to give my kids more time, to teach them one-on-one, have more time for my kids. Because if I'm coaching and I'm somewhere, let me break this down, and I'm going to be done with this, right? It's like my kid. It's like a bicycle ride when you teach your kids how to ride the bike. When they're riding the bike, I want to run beside the bike in case it falls over and it leans. Daddy can pick the bike up and say, okay, keep going, right? If it crash, I want to be close to be like, let's pick this bike up and let's fix the tire. Or I want them to be able to call me and say, Daddy, I got a leak in my tire. Or Daddy, my chain broke. Can you come and help me fix it out, right? Until that bike is well refined engine and it's smooth and they're running with it and they rolling. Now I can say, you know what?
Training with
That kid, that child, my child, she's on the path now. She can do it. JC, Joe Jr., Jacob, he's on the path. He can do that now. But I'm running beside the bike with my kids, all of them. My 3-year-old, my 6-year-old, all of my children. I love all of them, and I applaud parents that's making a way. Every father's not going to be home. There's going to be some situation with your mom and your dad. They may not be together.
every mom ain't gonna be home.
Every mom ain't going to
be grandma.
That's right. It might be the grandmother, the auntie. And I respect and applaud all our queens that's doing a great job with their children. But if you're a man and you have a child, you always can still reach out, because that one reach out that you do to your daughter or your son can be all they need to keep going.
Yes, sir.
So
That's 100.
No doubt, baby. No doubt.
Hey, Joe, we appreciate you, man. I think this is going to be hard to follow up. I think this was a good interview.
It's all good. It is. It was. It is, man. You guys going to do a great job, man. I appreciate you guys having me. This is the first time I actually been back on a microphone in a long, long time. And the podcast, my first podcast, I'm glad it was with you brothers. Because after this one, man, if you guys don't call me, I probably won't be on anymore.
Oh, man.
No. Any more other podcasts.
I know what
That's
you're
what I'm
saying.
saying.
I know what you're saying.
I mean, all my children, moms, man, they're amazing. And if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be, the kids wouldn't be strong like they are. So I have to give shout out to Jacob's mother. She's doing a wonderful job here in Mississippi with her own business. My ex-wife, I'll call her Tweety Bird. She's a phenomenal queen.
Yes, sir.
My wife doing a great job. Yeah, Tweet. Yeah, everybody. I have to give flowers to those mothers. Me sitting here with my career means nothing without those mothers. Whatever way you want to chop it up, but they deserve all the credit for my kids' success.
He said it has to be a balance when it comes to money to see a difference in distribution to the schools.
Talking about
The HBCU.
Yeah, it has to be a balance, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to name names, man. The billionaires, the big money type cats, we have some power hitters out there.
Yeah.
They have to come together and they have to put a pool of money together to say, hey, man, this is how it works.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
KD, you ain't got to say it, but I say it.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
And you have someone watching the money
Yeah.
that goes to the HBCU schools to make sure the facilities are built.
Yep.
The top of the line stuff is happening. So when there is a kid that, give me an HBCU school, Southern, goes to the living room, Prairie View, goes to that kid living room, FAMU, Jackson State, there's so many of them. They say, look, we want you to come to our school, okay? And we don't have the bells and the whistles that the Alabama and the Tennessees have. Well, you do. Well, we do. We have the facilities.
Yeah.
We have whatever you deserve to have to come to our school to make it better. You have to. You got to be on the same playing field. And if you don't, we can talk about this, man. Listen, that's just my perspective. That's my perception. We can talk about Deion being a Hall of Famer, being the greatest football player to ever play the game. That's great.
That ain't gonna feed no hungry family.
Right.
Deion can't. Other coaches got to be able to go and recruit, and it has to be financial backing for that to happen.
Yeah.
They can break it down. Other experts can break that down. Some people probably can't say too much about that, but man, I want to see the HBCU school be a powerhouse too. Yeah. All of them, not just one.
Yeah.
Jackson State, man, listen, man, I love it. Jackson State will go 300 and 0. As long as Deion's staying there and 4 or 5 star kids going there, nobody's going to beat Jackson State because all the 4 or 5 stars are going to go to Jackson. Going to go to Jackson State. That's it. So, and I'm not hating on that. Right. That's great.
Right.
That's the power that he has in the kids. But to know that it's a school that's somewhere else that can afford whatever they need to afford to compete with the other schools, that's when you'll have a balanced HBCU that can knock on Alabama door and say, hey, we want to play y'all in this. We want to. I got the offensive line, defensive line, 5 stars, quarterbacks. We want to play with you guys. But right now, that's a joke.
Yeah,
it's a joke. So let's just keep it a buck, Josh. What have you talked to a family or a young man, not a young man, but a family that has 100, 200 million in their account here in Tupelo, 2 billion, trillion, whatever they have, and they say, okay, I want this community better. I'm willing to give you guys $2 or $3 million. What's your plan? What do you have that's going to keep things, the community better? Show me where this money is going to build whatever we need.
Right.
To build that facility to keep the kids at 3 o'clock in the morning when they don't have anything to eat, instead of selling drugs, they can come to that community because they have someone at the door that's going to let them in to sleep in the bed, to wake them up the next morning, to take them to school with the buses. We have the money to do that, to make it happen. We have the 100 acres over here that we can. I got the land.
Right.
I'm gonna build a facility out here. So I see that that person who's over the board can handle that money to make our community better. Because trust you me, we're gonna be here.
Yes, sir.
The Black community is gonna be here.
Yes, sir.
Whether you like it or not.
Ain't going nowhere.
So you can either do what you need to do to make it better for your child to ride the bicycle in the neighborhood and be okay.
Yep.
Or you can say, I'm not giving them nothing. I'm not supporting nothing they do.
Yep.
And you can keep on seeing things. You can keep on possibly seeing you go to the mall and have to come out to your truck and look over your shoulder and see what might happen. I'm not saying just by the Black community.
Right.
I'm saying make your community better.
Yeah.
You can do that if you have the means to do that. That's what I'm saying. Join us all, and we have a blueprint that's going to come together.
Together we stand.
Divided we fall, baby. And that's every race.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be checking you guys out, man. I don't know if y'all gonna do it every week, have different guests every week, or that's gonna be interesting.
Well, we working on the guest thing. We probably gonna call you a couple more times.
That's cool. That's cool, man. And we could do it. We could do it audio, whatever. You call me in. I'll call in if you have a guest.
Glad you came in for the first show.
For real.
Yeah, that's what's up, brother. That's what's up.
And go and subscribe to MylesHouse Music on YouTube. We got a bunch of good stuff coming over there. A bunch of good stuff.
Hey, before we get out of here, I know like a month before Keith passed, he finally got to meet you.
Man.
He on his album. How was that experience? Like, I know you're a fan of Quartet, so
knocked me off my feet when I heard he passed, man. Because we was at the hotel, man. Just it's like it was the other day.
Yeah.
Man, he was just in the room. He was talking. Yeah, man. I was like, yo. He was probably in his mind thinking, man, I finally get to meet Joe Horn, man. I'm sitting. Man, I'm like, dude, I guess when I called him an icon, it kind of shook him. I was like, bro, you talking, but do you know you're a legend yourself? He's like, yeah, I am. I was like, man, so like he said, man, you never know who may leave here. So show the love and love everybody so much, man. So when you hear something happen to him, you can always say, my experience with that brother was love and respect.
For real.
I can go to the casket and I can truly say, rest in peace, my brother.
Yeah.
And I tell people that if you have problems with people and if you're okay with showing up at their funeral, if they pass, with you not okay with the relationship that you had, then that's you.
Yeah.
But if you have issues and you can call someone, like I went over a friend's house today who was real close to me coming up. And I said, Joe, go to his house and see if he's there and tell him you love him. And I went and he wasn't there. Now Sean, bro, we've been through a lot. And I said, why should we still be apart and me keep a grudge because of what I feel? So I went over there and he wasn't home. His mom said he was coming back later on, but I want to let him know I love him, man. And what we went through was iconic as well, history. And our bygones should be bygones because this life is so short.
For real.
Yep.
You never know when you're talking to a cat for the last time.
That's right. That's right, man.
We're gonna do some tributes. We got some tributes coming.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna tribute Keith. I wish we could have done it while he was here. And I wish we could have played what we got going on today, but we still working on it. It's a lot we put into it.
We got Salters on there.
Quadra Salters.
We play Ricky Dillon.
Yeah, Buddy. On bass. It's gonna be nice.
But Josh, they all know you're gonna do it right. You're not gonna have people listening to some, what do they call it?
Trash.
What are some of the low legend gospel singers call it? Local.
Yeah.
That's local.
Keith would be the first to call it local.
He gonna do that to you.
Get the L.
Local.
Yeah, man. So don't be that local. Don't be those guys, man. Practice your if you love it, practice on your craft. Yeah. And a lot of them should drop their pride too, because a lot of people have pride and they don't want to reach out to someone who can show them that, hey, brother, you need to find someone else to sing that song for you, and you do this and you do that. But it's their project. They feel like it's my project. I'm putting my money behind it. I'm going to do the lead vocals. I'm going to do the lead song, and I need to pay you to do this. You shut up. Yeah. No, well, okay, then if you want to give me your money to produce your album or whatever, and you don't want me to, I'm going to do that. No, be humble and ask that person, what do you need to do to make this? What do I need to do to make my album successful? Who do I need to have? Who do I need to pay? Stuff like that. And most of these guys I've come across and seen behind the scenes are just, hey, it's my way, it's my project. I'm not calling that guitar player to play on my album because I don't like him. He don't pay me enough. Or it's a guitar player or a bass player, drum player, not going to play on your album because the issues that he have, you don't have.
You always told me and Jason, you can't play buddy ball now when it's business.
When it's business, you cannot play buddy ball.
Yeah,
correct personnel.
Yeah, know your personnel. Maybe I should ask questions. I'm sorry. Maybe you guys don't. You don't have to put that on the air, but whatever. Have you ever told people? Some people like, look, what is you want me to do your album? You want me to help you with your project? Okay, fine. What are you doing? Tell me what you want to do. What I want to do. They're gonna have all these suggestions they should do. Now, if you're saying, have you said, well, here's what I think to make, because you're coming to me and asking me. So, this is how we can make this a great album or this song great. Now, if you don't want to hear that and you don't agree with that, I can't do it. No. You're not going to come in my house and I love you, but my name and what I put on your album, people are going to listen to out in the world. And if they know Josh Myles' name is on that and it's local, or it ain't sounding right, that's going to be a snack on me when someone that's in California or Atlanta who's singing on the big stage see that. Y'all talking about this Josh Myles Kills or this Shaq dude. Well, I hear him on his record right here. This album right here. So you have to take your profession and say, I can't do it if you don't give me total control, not in your royalties and all that, but how this going to come out of my studio.
Right. Yeah.
Or I'm not doing it. Take your 1,500 or your 2,000 or your 20,000, a million, whatever it is. I'm not putting my name on that. You got to put your foot down with your career and what you do. I'm not going over. I don't know. I'm not going over here if this is not handled here first. No. I love who you are. I respect you, but I have my profession and my name to uphold. My name not going to be on that, and I'm not doing it. Yeah. Because when I put my mouth on the mic and it's time for me to roll, they're going to know that boy mean business. He can sing, he can produce, and he don't play. And that's when the phone calls will come in from big-time cats that want to see you, fly you in. That's just my perception and my opinion.
Wow, but it's true.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? You have to build who you are. Shaq, you should, if you think you're the best keyboard player, the best drummer, guess what, brother? I need 800. I'm not paying you because you're local. I'm not giving you no $800 play. Well, guess what, man? I wish you the best tonight at your concert. Mm-hmm. I want you to sing to the glory of God, and I want you to do. But I'm not putting my hands on them drums until I can get 800. I need 400 wires in my account tomorrow. Hey, man, business is business, and if you respect me enough to ask me to play, and you know you're getting it, and you can afford it, you need to respect me and take care of what I asked for. Oh yeah, that's all I'm saying. That's just business. And I'm talking, we hadn't talked that side of it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
But man, you have to stand on something. And sometimes you got to give up something that you want to be where you want to be. Yeah. You got to say no sometimes. So, what LeBron turned down in his high schools, he said something like he keep thinking about he turned down 30-something million.
Turned down an Adidas contract, right?
Whatever. I don't know what it was. I didn't read up on it. But he turned something down. It was money when he was in high school or something. 30 million.
Something like that.
But he had to bet on himself.
Yeah.
Because that 30 million could have been gone. What if he'd have what if he'd tore his knee up? Or what if he'd have been gone? Right? Yeah. You got to believe the Most High God bless you to be talented enough to say, I can't touch this. Why are you not going to do my album? Why you won't do this? Because there's some things that I don't agree with it, and you're not allowing me to make it put my touches on it. So I appreciate the offer, but I can't. So it's always good to be yourself, man. And I'm glad. That's why this podcast, I'm so glad you guys started, man, because you can be real and you can get people in here and have a conversation and not have to be tight with your heart and hold off what you want to ask them. You should put people in a seat that you disagree with, that you have disagreed with, and guess what? Now you got them on the mic. You can ask them the questions.
You officially made the seat called the hot seat. Nah.
Oh, no question. And you can be like, call them out. I need you to come sit in the hot seat because we got some questions and some callers got some
to
questions.
The hot seat.
Oh,
and you got to come with an open mind. And I'm gonna respect your perspective. You respect mine, and we're gonna talk about it and keep it 100. Now it might be people with other podcasts. Oh, okay, that's cool. But instead of typing in and telling you what I think, I got my own. We have our own now.
That's right.
Absolutely, man. And put them in. I mean, the mayor, the governor, whoever else, you should open it up to everyone to have your podcast blow up for good information.
I got another guest that's gonna come on. I ain't gonna disclose it yet.
I got a private guest. Who your private guest?
You know him very well. He's gonna be on one day.
Okay, that's what's up. And I'm gonna tune in and check it out. Yeah, I'm gonna tune in and check it out.
All right. Well, we're finna go. Hey, we appreciate you all for tuning in. We appreciate you again, Joe.
No question, brother. Love y'all brothers, man.
Man, we love you.
No question. I forgot to say something. I'm sorry. I mentioned my children, but I didn't mention them all and what they do. Wajay, who's doing a wonderful job going to school in Georgia and college.
Okay.
He's doing a great job, man. And you give flowers. I want to give flowers to all of them, not just some of them. Judah, she's in high school, graduating. She does hair. She's a beautician. Does a great job. That's my baby. My son Joe Jr. He's in the XFL draft coming up.
That's
my
what's
grandbaby. I have my grandbaby Harlow, and my other little granddaughter is on the way from Phaedra, Southboy's fiance. So I want all my I mentioned Gia. Gia's doing a great job in Nashville, man. All my kids, man. I just love my kids because that's the future. Yes, and I want to give them all their flowers and their mothers who are queens. It's doing a great job. And if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't be a horn.
Yes,
so I just want to make sure I get that out.
That's what's up, Joe.
All right.
Hey, we love y'all. We thank you. We're gonna have a real cool tagline next time we come on to close the show. Unless Shaq got one right now.
I ain't got that right now. I had to watch my words.
All right. Hey, much love, Joe Horn.
No question, my man. It's love, brother. No doubt.
Hey, till next time, we love y'all. Keith gonna take us out.
There is power, wonder working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, wonder working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Song said, oh, the joy that came to me when I knew I was free, when my Savior found me, wrapped his arms around me. Oh, the joy that came to me. Everybody clap your hands, come on. I got a guest with me tonight. Keep Wonderboy Johnson, help me say, oh, the joy that came to me. When I knew I was free. When my Savior, wrapped his arms around. Oh, the joy, yeah. Come on, clap those hands, everybody. I believe y'all got it right now. Yeah. Will y'all sing it day. I remember the hour when the Lord filled me with this Holy Ghost power that gave me joy. Anybody feel like me? Anybody feel like me? If you know you got joy, you ought to show some sign. Help me praise the Lord. Come on, church, help me praise the Lord. Let me hear you clap your hands. Come on, church, let me hear you clap your hands. I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling all right. When I think of the goodness of all He's done for me, that joy, this joy that I had, the world give it to me. You can't take it, you can't take it. Not you, no, not you, not your mama, not your daddy. Nobody can take it from me. Joy, the reason I got joy, the reason I got joy, 'cause I know God is a healer. God is a healer. My auntie came down with the COVID-19 virus. No time to get on the phone, no time to get on Facebook. I went down on my knees. I went down on my knees. I said, Jesus, Jesus. Guess what, Josh? God healed. God healed. Won't He do it? God healed. God healed. Won't He do it? That's the reason I got joy. Yeah. They need to know. They need to know. They need to know. They need to know. What is it that you have? Yes. Keeps you smiling on. Yeah. When you know somebody. Yeah. Or when you know they don't like you. Yes, sir. What is it that you have? Yes, sir. What is it? Yeah. What is it that you have? What I got? Hey. I got chocolate. Chocolate, chocolate, I got it right now. I got it in my hand. I got it in my feet. I got it. It'll make you stop, joy, show some sign. Joy, 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 yeah. Clap those hands and praise Him. Yes, sir. Give him a hand, Keith Wonderboy. You know what? I kind of like that. Play that track. Let me get everybody in the building. Come on, clap your hands. Come on, clap your hands. You know what? Can I tell you how I know I got joy? Let me tell you what they did. They took me down. I got joy. Down in the water. I got joy. The water was chilly and cold. I got joy. Let me tell you what happened. I got joy. It chilled my body. I got joy. It chilled my body. I got joy. It chilled my body. I got joy. But it did not harm my soul. I got joy. When I stepped out, I got joy. Look down at my feet. I got joy. They begin to look brand new. I got joy. I want y'all to subscribe to MylesHouse Music on YouTube right now. You can see this stuff. You can see all these videos. And mark your calendars. January 15th, 2023. We're going to be doing the official CD release. We got Jessica Reed confirmed. We got the Hannah Spiritual confirmed. We got a few more artists that are coming. We're going to let y'all know that information real soon. But subscribe to MylesHouse Music. More tributes on the way. Bolton Brothers. Wonder Boy Johnson. Willie Neal Johnson in the keynote. We got a bunch of them. Anybody here been saved? Have you been sanctified? Washed in the blood of the Lamb. Washed in the blood of the Lamb. Don't you fool me tonight. Don't you fool me tonight. I know you got it. 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 If you got it. If you got it. You ought to show some sign. You ought to show some sign. You ought to let somebody here know. You ought to let somebody here know. I got it. I got it. I got joy. I got joy. The world didn't give it to me. I said the world didn't give it to me. And it's so can't take it away.